Machine girls.
Yes.
Death grips.
Yes.
Death grips and machine girls? Some things just work, and you don't always know why. I've studied this combination of dog and Icytat for longer than I can remember, and I can never articulate why it works. But what I can articulate is why cheese is the most stolen food in the world. It starts off first with the gear. Now, in order to shoplift cheese, veteran cheese lifters have something called a Faraday cage. It's a canvas bag lined with 6 layers of ultra-thick aluminum foil. It is then stitched back up to look like a normal bag, and with this power, it can block out any radio signals coming in or out. Meaning, if you put a block of cheese by it, it won't go off. Faraday cages have been around for decades in the cheese stealing game because 1, they're easy to conceal. There's nothing suspicious about walking around with a bag that looks like the bag from the store. They're also incredibly easy to construct and cheap as well. You just need a roll of aluminum foil in a bag and you can make one for about 10 cents. They're 100% foolproof. The technology to defeat these things has not been developed because how can you? But how do you get the cheese out of the store and into the warehouse? Because veteran cheese lifters know that the one thing you don't want to do is go to the wrong store.
It's called a no chase policy. If she or any employee chase somebody, they'll get fired.
Knowing which stores have this and which don't is how many cheese lifters just walk out the front door. Then we've got the $600 rule, but it varies for about $500 to $800 depending on jurisdiction. Big name stores like Target have thousands of people stealing from them all the time, and they can't exactly go after every single one of them. What they'll do is wait until somebody steals about $600 worth of goods and then arrest them on felony charges, making them have guaranteed jail time essentially.
Criminals are very smart. They know what that theft threshold is, and they steal just up to that limit. That way, they're quickly back out on the streets.
Facial recognition is one way they do it, so they're able to track wherever it comes into the store, and also RSSI tracking, basically cell phone tracking, where they can track someone's cell phone as they're walking throughout the store. Now, veteran cheese lifters know, wear a mask and don't bring your cell phone with you, and you can defeat both of these measures with no issue. The 50-50 technique, the main way dairy degenerates steal so much cheese. Go in there with a regular shopping cart and you actually buy stuff. Now, you don't buy a lot of things, but you buy enough to where it doesn't seem like you're just going around stealing something. Legitimate item in the front and then the actual cheese in the back of the bag. That way, when you actually go up to the register to pay, you have what's called plausible deniability, which is your best friend for any cheese stealing activities, because you can honestly say,
"Did I do that? Did I do that? Did I do that?"
Yes.
So how do you turn the stolen cheese into actual money? Well, it all starts with making sure you get the right one. And there's only one.
Behold.
Parmesan Reggiano. This right here is the most common and widely sought after cheese for all cheese thieves. It has incredibly high demand, meaning a thief can offload it very quickly because there's tons of people willing to buy it. It is very durable. Like, it's a hard cheese, meaning that you don't have to be very careful when storing it or moving it around. But the most important thing is that it will not spoil. You can store Parmesan Reggiano at room temperature, in a warehouse, in a basement. It doesn't matter for a very long time, and never worry about spoilage or mold. Even if it does develop a little bit of mold on it, all this mold can be scraped off the top without any detriment to the actual quality or the cheese itself. Whereas a brie cheese or a cheddar cheese, once that thing starts showing mold, the entire thing has to be tossed out and the quality is immediately impoverished. Now, once you get the right kind, it's all a matter of calling restaurants directly. Most restaurants will make a lot of money, and a lot of them are really cheap. So if you hit one up and say, "Hey, look, I'm so-and-so," you would obviously, take apart the cheese, rewrap it, and put your own logo on it. That is what you would use as a frontier business without having any of the vetting process that you would with a restaurant supply company. And that's how cheese is the most stolen food in the world. Using these techniques, cheese thieves are able to take tens of millions of dollars from the cheese economy and turn it into instant profit. This stuff's not even that good.
Hey, hey.